Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Kass.
I'm Anna.
I'm Becca.
And we are the Try Hard Girls. Let me just start things off by saying Happy New Year!
Woo! 2021.
2021 is going to be a lot of fun, hopefully. I feel like that's like the big word for the year is hope. Like everyone is just really grasping on to what could happen this year in terms of everything, the election, coronavirus, and everything else. So happy New Year. I hope everyone had a great holiday as well. We did take last week off, so we hope you didn't miss us too much. And if you missed us, we hope you caught up on our other videos that we have or podcasts, because we're on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, everywhere. So thank you guys for joining us. First, I want to start off by sharing that me, Anna, Becca, and a few of our friends did a mug exchange. You guys, it's the best idea. It was so easy. Mugs are so inexpensive. And it was so fun. We met up at a park and we all did like kind of not a secret Santa. What is it called? White elephant?
White elephant.
An
Yeah.
exchange. Yeah.
Just an exchange. And I got a mug from Anna. And look how cute it is. It says, "I don't give a sip."
I was really hoping one of you guys got it because I'm like, none of these other bitches are gonna like enjoy this movie. I mean, we all love mugs in our group of friends, so either mug is great,
And now we get to sing along and put, "I don't give a sip, keep talking at my, you don't give it."
We'll make
No,
something
and
up.
I'm like, I really don't give it, like, I can literally relate to this mug. Like, I don't give a sip. So with the new year came a lot of new things. I feel like a lot of celebrities were posting about their year in review and maybe the upcoming year. And some shared a little more than others, such as, well, first off, I have to just start off with this. Nicki Minaj finally posted a picture of her baby boy. She still
It's about time.
It's about time. I understand though. I feel like a lot more celebrities are keeping their baby's face off of social media and things like that. I totally respect that. But like selfishly, I need to know the name. And I'm so glad she finally shared a picture because he is so cute, you guys. Please go look at her Instagram.
Chunky,
So
chunky.
chunky.
So chunky. Another baby that has popped out of the womb is Emma Roberts. Anna shared this information with me. Did she share a picture or anything, Anna?
No, we just know it's a boy.
Oh, baby boy.
Also, do we know the son's name yet or no?
No, she keeps like saying that his name is hashtag Papa Bear. Like she keeps calling him Papa Bear. I doubt that his name is Papa Bear, but you never know.
You would think that'd be her baby daddy.
With celebs today, you can really never tell what the name's gonna be.
She's like, I love it. He's like, I love it when you call me Papa Bear.
Put your rattles in the air if you don't care.
But Nikki, if you're looking for a nanny, I'll quit my job and come. Okay, thanks, bye. So I can't wait to see pictures of Emma's baby, hopefully, and at least hear a name. I'm so obsessed with learning about new baby names. It's just, I don't know, it's fun.
It's maybe, like that baby fever over there.
Never know.
Honestly, I'm so excited to see Emma as a mom. I just love her. She's so cute.
So cute.
And such a great actress. And I'm just really excited for her and obviously for Nicki too and their families.
Yeah, so many babies out of 2020. It's crazy.
I mean, what else were you doing, girl?
I know, right? And then another great piece of information, or another great two pieces of information are engagements and weddings. First off, Miss Ariana Grande got engaged to, what's his name? Dylan?
Dalton?
He's definitely a businessman, Bo. He's a realtor.
Dawson.
We're all like, da-da-da-da-da.
He's got like only 2,000 subscribers or so on Instagram, so things are looking up.
Yeah, he's very low key. He's cute. He's got that baby face that we know Ari likes. So really happy for her. Her ring is beautiful. It's not like my style, but it's definitely like the pearls from her grandma. Like it's very meaningful, and I'm just really happy.
I was gonna say, was that confirmed? Because I was seeing a lot of people like throwing shit at her ring, and I was just like, first of all, I feel like it probably means something. Because I remember she had, when her grandfather died, she had like a pearl that he left her. So I was wondering if that was the same pearl, and I was just like, I feel like knowing her, it's probably has some like family meaning, but I didn't know that actually was confirmed.
Okay, in 2021, can we get rid of this like I'm hating on something that means so much to you or whatever? Like, who cares what the ring looks like if she likes it? It could literally, she could not even have a ring and be engaged, and that's like precious. like, oh, that's so annoying. I didn't know that people were hating on it.
It totally is. I know. Well, all the trolls just coming for everybody. That goes for everything too. Can we just like please stop that in 2021? Thank you.
Have we learned nothing? No.
I know we're all really happy for Ariana. I just can't wait to see like everything that comes out from her engagement. I hope she shares like some of her wedding stuff and everything like that. I know we didn't get to see a full wedding with her and Pete, so I'm really excited for that.
Okay, I have a question. And Anna, I feel like you're going to know this the most. So prior to like Mac and like obviously Big Sean and everything, now go with me on this, because I also just was talking about like, can we just let people be happy? Because obviously I just want Ari to be happy. But has Ari always been like back-to-back relationships like this? Because I know some people like, and I know that that's like, it's not like me saying like, ooh, I'm just like, I really hope that, and I do think that, I mean, it's not like, he's out of the spotlight more. I think that can be really helpful, like with just everything she's been through, but just because she's been through so much, I'm worried that she is just seeking this, like that she's jumping in so quickly because she's just so badly wants like the return. And not to say it's not going to happen, and I really hope it does. And I know some people, they need to be in a relationship to feel like whole, like no matter what. I'm just nervous for her because I don't want it to go south.
I feel like, everything you just said. I mean, there's some people that are just better being alone than others, and I feel like Ariana is not one of those people. I know that she did have like a little break between one of the relationships where she was single and just fucking it up, but yes, you are wrong. She has gone from like relationship to a little short period of break of being single and then to another relationship, so she hasn't really been single for that long.
Well, not even that, but just like engaged too. I mean,
but you know what, I hope, and I feel like she's a smart girl. She is a very smart girl.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And I feel like she has good judgment, and I just want her to have her happily ever after.
Oh, for sure.
You know who else has gotten a happily ever after?
Ooh.
Jonathan Van Ness.
Okay,
I did not know this. I didn't even know he was dating someone new, I feel like.
I know.
No, his whole dating has been behind the scenes. The only way I found out is that 2 days ago before New Year's, he posted, one of the stories that's like, thank you 2020, it brought me this, brought me that. And he posted that he got married, and it was a shock to everybody. Well, everybody who doesn't really know him.
Right.
Personally. And his hubby is so cute.
Who is he? I have to look this up.
He just posted another post this morning, just talking about how he met him. He met him while he was on tour in England.
He's a British boy. Oh.
He's a British boy. He actually looks a little bit like Harry.
Harry Styles?
No, Harry, Prince Harry.
Oh.
I was about to say.
Of course, Anna's mind goes straight to Harry Styles.
He kind of looks like who's that guy that Shane's friend?
Andrew.
Andrew, doesn't he kind of look like him a little?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's such a cutie.
Okay, they're adorable, and I'm like smiley because they're so cute.
I love that they kept it a secret.
Definitely not like Jonathan Van Ness to keep things a secret either. I feel like he's pretty open about everything.
Yeah.
I'm just so over the moon for them. Like, they're so adorable. I know that, like, I mean, everyone wants to find love, right? But like, I'm just so happy for him. They look so cute together. And JVN is just such a little piece of like, happiness. I just am so glad he found his person. They're so cute together.
Well, I'm excited to hear more about their love story if they want to share it, because they're so cute. They're adorable.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more things about new babies. I know there's a lot of babies that are going to be born in the first quarter of this year, so keep them coming. And hopefully more engagements and weddings that can actually happen in 2021. So
yes, here's to hoping. That is for sure. Just like Cassidy said, hope is definitely the word. And however, though, it wouldn't be 2020 without some sad news as well. And I know Anna's got some to kind of kick us off with.
No, yes. So Miss Jessie J, who honestly is one of the most underrated artists, I feel.
Agreed.
She could do any genre, and that's another subject we could talk about some other day. Love that woman, love her voice. But yeah, she gave us some sad news that unfortunately she has been diagnosed with Meniere disease. I might be saying it wrong. If I'm saying it wrong, everybody freeze. I'm gonna say it right here, right now.
Meniere's disease.
So unfortunately, she said she was planning on having like a Christmas live show on Instagram, but she couldn't do it because she got diagnosed with Meniere's disease, which means that she went deaf in her right ear. She couldn't walk or hear.
Wait, she couldn't walk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And she said it's kind of like gives you vertigo, and it only affects one of your ears. So I guess she's going through treatment. So it'll be a process. Hopefully she gets better soon. I don't know if there's a cure, but I'm hoping that she gets better so she can get back on the road eventually once she's able to tour again, or even just do like Instagram lives, you know.
Even regardless of her profession, like if that happened to anybody, that's absolutely devastating.
No, I know. I was just saying that because it's like her outlet, you know.
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, I couldn't imagine if that happened to me. Like, that just totally changes your life. I feel so bad for her.
That is absolutely crazy. So you were saying she had vertigo and that she couldn't walk. Does it mean that, is she like paralyzed now because of it? Or is it something where she just feels really weak and then she can't walk for a while, but like can get back up? Or maybe we don't know that much.
We don't know that much. She said that there is like, it's like a chronic illness and that there's like various treatments that can relieve the symptoms, but it could be a long-term effect.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
That's really sad. Definitely sending love and light to her.
But I do know she says she's feeling better.
That's definitely really scary. I could not imagine all of a sudden waking up one day and not being able to hear or walk. That's crazy. Also still sad, but on a different level. There is news out right now, and this is going to be definitely a big portion of our sit and sip today. So again, hopefully you chose something delicious to drink too while we spill the tea. But if you don't know, our next little section is going to be about Scientology. Okay. So if you didn't know, Scientology right now, they're under a lot of hot water. I don't know if you girls have watched the documentary, the limited series on Netflix. I haven't finished it, but I definitely started it. It's with Leah Remini, which I know is like the biggest. Yes. And she's definitely like the biggest name out there that's fighting back against Scientology.
Amen.
But another thing is our Hyde from That 70s Show, which Danny Masterson, which is his name, and I did not know that he was a member of Church of Scientology. Anna said we mentioned this previously, so like it kind of felt like I knew, but I must have totally blocked it out.
Yeah.
When we first went over this. But basically, the news is that TMZ got through this court order is that both of his rape accusers are not able to sue the church or him through the legal court system because they signed in a written agreement. Any type of claim, controversy, disputes that may arise, they have to go through the church's own appeal process, own judge, etc. So the courts outside of it gets a little confusing, but the courts outside of the church, so like all of our courts, denied to take the case, which is
that sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me.
Yeah.
They have a lot of power, unfortunately. It's insane. It's literally a cult. Like
what other group or organization has this power that you aren't even allowed to sue somebody?
A lot, actually.
That's
the
so
Catholic
awful.
Church is the same. It's tricky because I agree with you. This is BS, especially when the harm that Scientology does. I mean, honestly, if you girls haven't watched that limited series, I definitely suggest you
I want to watch
it because and I have not finished it, but oh my gosh, is this church
crazy,
like scary and crazy? And it's huge. I mean, well-known name people, like that's what's even scarier. But honestly, that's our Illuminati there. But the thing that's so tricky about this is we do have separation of church and state, and I do wholeheartedly believe in separation of church and state. However, I feel like there needs to be some type of safeguards in some way to protect these people that, you know, go in for this like promise, I mean, of like love and support. Usually these people that get into these churches, or as I like to call cults, I think all churches are cults, that they're given all these false like hope, and they really just prey on people that are vulnerable, and it's sad. And yeah, I don't know what the right answer is, because I truly do believe in separation of church and state, but I don't know where that has to end, because this isn't okay. You can't, I mean, it's been happening that churches are just, you know, they hide all of the rapes and all of the, you know, wrongdoings that they do.
Or disappearances of the leader's wife. Yeah, where is she?
Yeah.
I don't even think that like separation of church and state even really happens enough. There are a lot of things that have been happening, including things such as abortion, that people have a religious feeling towards that, and that's not really separated. People still get to choose things like on that, or not choose, which is frustrating. Yeah. And I think that if it's something to the level of rape, murder, disappearances, then that's just a human thing that should be tried in a court in front of everybody. Everyone should have the same opportunity to sue someone or call them out as anyone else, regardless on if it's a religious matter. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Just because you're religious and you're a part of a church doesn't mean you get to rape somebody and get away with it.
I agree. I think they should be viewed as citizens of the United States first, or wherever they live. Mm-hmm. And it really is a tricky subject, because I know it is so much more complex than just that. And I don't even know all the ways that it is that much complex, but it really is that complex. But
I need to read the article. I'm like so heated right now because I didn't read the article before this, and now I'm just like,
I just feel so bad for the victims. I don't know if they're men or women. I think I read that they're women, but I mean,
it sounds like two females and a male, because I don't know if that means like her husband was also a part of the abuse, but mm-hmm. he is on the lawsuit. It's not just his wife suing.
Got it. I feel bad though, because they're already having to deal with so much trauma from the experience, and then knowing what the church does.
Oh my God.
By like harassing them, literally stalking them, like literally making their lives miserable as it is. Like, I feel so bad, and now they have to do it through the church. Like, what the hell?
And and the church is really gonna find some wrongdoing there, I'm sure. Yeah. One of their really well-known participants
probably donates a lot of money to them.
Mm-hmm. And what makes me mad is that they're so connected to the LAPD. It's not like they could even get involved either.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
Well, yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And it makes me so sad, because obviously that 70s show is one of like my favorite shows.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
But I also just love Hyde's character, and I love how all of them have been friends outside. But now it makes me like think like,
have they spoken up about
what? No, I haven't, like Ashton or anything, for example. Ashton and Mila, I haven't seen them say anything about this. And they're these big advocates for, you know, like
sex trafficking and all this other stuff.
Sex trafficking and Me Too. And it's so, you know, and I know this is like one of those really tricky things, right? You want to believe your friend, but there's all these accusations. And I don't know, it puts me in this like head spin of where, I don't know. I really don't even know.
One thing that was good is that when all of these accusations started coming out, which was actually a long time ago, like maybe over a year ago, Ashton had to remove Hyde from his show, The Ranch.
I think it even got canceled in general, didn't it?
No, it's still coming out.
Yeah, it's still coming out. So, I mean, at least that was the step in the right direction. Yeah. I don't think that it's always necessary, like, I am going to believe that Ashton and Mila aren't speaking out on it because hopefully they didn't know anything. I mean, I feel like with a lot of religious stuff in general, and I'm sure in Hollywood in general, a lot of things are kind of behind closed doors until they come out like this. So I'm just hoping, since they are huge advocates for things like that, I'm hoping that they are not contacting him anymore, or I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
It must have been hard because that's like a brother to them at that point. And I know a lot of these accusations happened too during filming of that 70s show. And I can't even imagine, like, if I were to have a friend, like, knock on wood, like, I'm also thinking back to, like, Mark from Glee and, like, all the things that came out later on out into the light about child pornography. Like, that's a lot. And I can't even imagine, like, him having to make a decision. Well, I mean, probably wasn't that hard, but seeing like, hey, dude, I gotta cut you off. Like, this is not okay. Like, these accusations are not okay. And I'm sorry, like.
Another thing too is like believing your friend until they're proven guilty. You know, the whole saying of innocent until proven guilty. I do believe in that as well. But at this point, we can't even figure out if he's guilty or not because they're not even going to try him in a United States court.
I feel like, yeah. And I feel like too, because I'm with you, I agree, right? Innocent until proven guilty. That's the dream. That's the hope. That's what America is supposed to be.
Girl, but that
However, time after time, we're shown that that's not actually true and that's not the case. So it's so hard to like believe in innocent until proven guilty. Even forget about like the church courts. Now that I think about it, like even if this was in the regular courts, I mean, I would hope that because it's so high profile, they would, you know, quote, make an example out of him or whatever, like they did with the Weinstein. But there's just so many examples of where the courts really don't prove justice, and this can go into every lane in every way, because I mean, money truly is the only thing that runs the United States. And I mean, if so, it's not like I even have hope on the other end, because I feel like it would be some hush money behind closed doors. I mean, we have a president that has 26 plus allegations and hush money them all, and it's all okay. We have, Harvey Weinstein was a big blow up, but then we have Dan Schneider, who just was given $7 million to just no longer be working on Nickelodeon versus, and his accusers aren't allowed to speak out due to NDAs. I mean, you know, it's like, it's so hard to like believe in justice in any way, church or even in the main. So, I mean, I don't know what it is. If maybe I'm just happy that we have true journalism. I don't know.
I couldn't agree more with you, Becca. Sadly, I feel like there isn't going to be a lot of justice served on this end, though.
Yeah.
You know, I know this wasn't part of what we were going to talk about, but it's going to be really interesting to kind of see. I feel like we're in this like huge shift, right? And as 2020 comes to an end and we're talking about 2021, I feel like there's this huge shift of what the world as a whole is going to look like. Or maybe, you know, that's me being, you know, the stereotypical United States, thinking of me, us. So maybe it's just this huge shift in the United States, because I know not all countries are like this. But I really hope that all of these kind of things, I feel like there's a lot of distrust in Americans too, with whether that is election, whether that's our highest officials, and not just, and I'm not talking specifically like Trump, right? I'm talking about, for example, our GOP senators who now are trying to hold the confirmation of Biden again. This is just breaking news today. Pence yesterday, right? He said, Pence did the right thing, saying, no, I'm going to uphold the democratic process and I will read the results for Biden, which was a really big step. But now today, you know, breaking news again, the GOP senators are rejecting the election results unless a commission is formed. So they're going against Pence now. And it's like, I feel like there's just so much distrust in our court system, in our government, in probably everything, that it's actually kind of really scary.
Well, because they have the opportunity to spin things because of the power they have. Like, even if it is just written down in black and white, it never is that. If someone doesn't like the way that it's going or the way that it's announced, people can go in, and in some ways that's a good thing, because I don't know, there are certain situations I'm sure that things need to be recalled. But it's things like this that is just, holding things back, especially in a pandemic, especially in a time where there's a lot more things that should be addressed and focused on than election results that were point blank shown and proven. Like, it's
embarrassing. It's embarrassing. That's what it fucking is. Other countries have always seen our country as someone to look up to. And let's be real, there really isn't a reason why they should be, because we haven't been an example in a really long ass time.
You know what I think of the United States, and people, maybe it's my own insecurity about this too, but I feel like people think maybe the way I think is quote un-American, or that's what it's perceived when you point out all of these wrongdoings. But to me, that just shows the love for my country, because I want us to be better. Little bit of a sidetrack, but I feel like the United States has always been like a Hollywood, right? Like it's not ever really been that just or that real or that much freedom. I feel like a lot of it has been like this persona of like a Hollywood film. Like
it's like Instagram.
Right, exactly. It's a highlight reel. I feel like the US has only ever put out a highlight reel. And I feel like 2020 is kind of where we've been able to see that, Instagram versus reality, right? So we're really seeing that reality. What?
The US has been exposed and canceled.
Right? And rightfully freaking so.
For using Facetune.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of craziness obviously going on. I want, for the place, not even like the United States, but I want the place that I live, or the place that I hope one day would bring a family to be a part of, to be this inclusive, just world. So, I mean, we just got to keep fighting, which means that, we got to better ourselves, better the world, etc., which kind of, I think, actually transitions really well and wraps up kind of our sit and sip this morning, because obviously this is our first one of the new year. So thinking of all of the drama, all the good and all the bad, like we should talk about maybe some resolutions. And maybe resolutions not even the right word for this year. Maybe it's just things that we hope for moving forward. But what do you girls think?
Wow. Well, I've thought about it. To be honest, I haven't thought about an aspiration more broadly, like in terms of the world or anything like that.
Right.
But my resolution that I made for myself is that I want to make sure that I'm leading with a healthy body, because I've had, stomach issues and like I feel dehydrated all the time. I just want to make sure that I'm focusing on my health, because I feel like the past year was really hard, not just on me, but on everybody. And just being home all the time, I want to get out in the sunshine, get out in the rain, go to the doctors, get the vaccine. So that's just going to be a huge thing for me, is just focusing on my health and kind of figuring out the underlying things that might be happening in my body to make me feel better, to be able to do better. So
I agree. I feel like this year really tested us all mentally, and I learned a lot about myself. This year, I will probably be spending more time focusing more on like my mental health, and also my body, to like treating it a little bit better, working out more, also saving more money. Those are my resolutions for this year.
Good one too. I need to save more money too. I've been doing a lot of online shopping.
Surprisingly, I'm like shocked at myself. I have been doing better on the online shopping. Not great, but better. Yeah, definitely been hard. I think those are all really good. And just like you, I decided 2021 is going to be the year I really focus on my mental health, because 2020 has been extremely hard for me. Just like mentally. So that was mine for 2021. I'm going to get in there, girl. I'm going to go get myself a therapist. I've been talking about it for a while. I need one. I think everyone needs one personally. And if I talk the talk, I better walk the walk. So I'm gonna, that is something that is really big on my 2021 to-do list. And Another thing is I want to get involved more, just socially, and like some type of grassroots or I just want to be more involved in helping change the US. So those are kind of my 2 resolutions, whatever that may be, you know.
That's a good one, B.
Those are my kind of 2 things for 2021.
Those are good. The therapist thing, I feel like I totally agree. I think everyone really needs one.
It's hard because what do you know? America costs so much money. Like,
I know.
It's so hard for people, but I think it's just time.
There are a lot of different apps too, or like online services that have been popping up lately, whether it's I'm listening to a podcast. Yeah. And I feel like that could be a good option too, even if it's just testing it out for a month or 2. Like, I know that it's not as expensive as seeing someone in person, and it's a little, I guess it could be a little less personal.
Or virtually now.
But I think it's a good option.
What I can say is I checked it out, and I filled out their little thing. And they also do take insurance now. A lot of insurances will, they'll let you use insurance for them. So that's a new thing.
That's awesome.
They also have, right now, they have like 40% off for their holiday sale. I mean, I don't know what that means, but they do what they do on Talkspace, and this is not an ad for Talkspace or anything. They actually ask you it's like a quiz, like a good old fashioned Facebook quiz, but not. And they ask you tons of different questions, and they actually provide you with, I think it gave me three different therapists that I got to read like their quote profile, and you kind of can choose who meets with you, and at any time you can change too. So I feel like Cassidy said, one of these apps like Talkspace is a good place to start, because I feel like it's less scary than going into person too. And there's no fee if you need to change a therapist. There's no,
and you're not scared to change your therapist. It takes so much effort when you have to go in to like meet with someone for an hour or whatever.
An intake.
And if you don't feel it, you're like, but I'm going to go back 1 or 2 more times. You know, like it feels so awkward, but with Talkspace, you just have an option of a lot of people. And I'm sure that they have an option to meet a lot of people. So it's not as hard.
Honestly, Talkspace, where you at? Because we are giving you guys lots of free promo, lots of good. So, I mean, like, contact us at the Try Hard Girls on Instagram or the tryhardgirls@gmail.com. Thank you.
Seriously. I feel like our resolutions are all really good. I love that they're focusing on like our mental health or our bodily health. And Becca, I love that you want to get more involved with like grassroots things and helping the country. I think that's great too. Last year we set some resolutions, and I'll be the first one to say that I did not keep to my resolution. And
okay, you know what? That is not fair.
I'm blaming it on the pandemic.
Yes, and you can. Yours is very much a blame on the pandemic.
Yes. I will admit that I said I would have less screen time. And in fact, I will say that this is the year that I've probably had the most screen time, but let me just say I needed it, okay?
It was warranted.
I did set timers though on my Instagram to tell me when I've been on too long, so that's a good step in the right direction.
You know, Kass, I remember at the beginning of the year, before we even knew Miss COVID was a thing, you were kind of doing okay at it. I remember you were like limiting your Instagram time, but then the pandemic hit and everything changed. But it's okay though.
And honestly, totally fine. This year, everyone gets a pass on any of their resolutions that they didn't make, or I mean, whatever it may be.
Last year I said that this year I would try to get more into it with my artistic side and read more books and like draw more. I think I did pretty good on both, mostly more on the reading side.
I'm waiting for my painting.
Oh, girl, you and like 2 other people. I definitely did more paintings and drawing, especially when I was like home alone, but I did read a lot more. There was 1 month where I read 3 books, I must say, and they were all related to all the boys, but I had no one.
Dude, I painted. Did you guys see my painting?
I didn't see the finale.
No, I didn't see the finale.
Oh my gosh. I'll send you guys a picture. It turned out so good. And I will send you guys examples too of what I was basing it off of, which is a what's it called? Restoration hardware, and it was like $3,000. Literally,
There you
mine
go.
is.
DIY tutorial coming soon on our reels.
I wish I took pictures, so maybe I'll post like the process on our Instagram or something.
Yeah, you could do like a reels, a really cute one, like Anna said. That also actually reminded me, Anna. So like a personal resolution ish too, which kind of goes along with I want to get more involved, but I also want, like, I feel like, and this also goes along with my mental health, right? I feel like I've kind of lost myself in the sense of I used to have all these hobbies, used to like to do all these different things, and I want to get back into something that I like to do. And I'm not a great artist, but I love to make art. And so, you know, even if it's just something like painting, like you mentioned, I want to definitely do more of that this next year, which I actually did quite a bit this year just for fun as well. But I want to definitely do more. Like, I want to get myself a little she shed really bad and just have it be able to be like super messy. Who cares if there's paint everywhere? Who cares if there's clay? You know, like your girl loves her ceramics, you know, whatever it may be. But yeah, my resolution, just like Anna, I mean, and Cassidy, obviously the pandemic definitely had a lot to do with it. But mine was kind of to just be more present with myself in a way and say no if it's something I really don't want to do or don't have the time to do. And that was in all aspects of my life, work, personal, etc. And I definitely did. But again, I think the pandemic, you know, it was just like, oh, can't do it because of pandemic, you know? So it wasn't so much me actively doing it, but I think it was really, really good because it definitely made me sit with myself more and kind of make those, you know, things that will help for 2021, me like realize things, I guess. I don't know.
Also, I think those are really good, Becca, and I think you did very well this year with, I mean, yes, we had the pandemic and that did help a lot with what you wanted to do, but I feel like even like kind of what I was telling Kass before it even hit, like you were pretty much going through with it, so.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I also recommend to anybody, I know this sounds really like cheesy, but to like journal. I did it a lot more this year. And actually, I'm proud of myself that I stuck through it. It wasn't like every week, or it was just like probably like once a month, or when something cool happened, I write it down. But it was kind of nice when I was writing yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can say I have a journal about the year 2020, and I started in 2019, and it was cool to see like I kind of was reading some stuff. And I usually don't like doing that because I kind of want to read it like once I'm old stuff, but like I really recommend it because it's therapeutic, it's good for you. If you're ever angry, you just write it down, honey. You write it down, write it in a burn book. But yeah, I recommend that, especially going into this new year too.
You know, along that line, Anna, everyone knows I love Desi Perkins. She was talking about how every year she writes her resolutions, or not even a resolution, like her goals for the upcoming year, whether it's related to business, home life, whatever. She said she's been doing that for like 5+ years now, and it's really helpful for her to go back and read what her goals were, because if she didn't hit a certain goal, she's like, well, why didn't I hit that? And then you can see 5 years back in the past how far you've come too, right? So with her, it was like a lot of business stuff. But I feel like with anybody, it's kind of helpful to kind of look back and see where you were and how far you've come and how much you've accomplished. So I think that's important. And I don't journal enough either. I tried, I did it once, and maybe that's something that I should do more often, but I need to really write and read a lot more. I feel like that would really benefit me. But you guys know that I love my movies, and Kass the Critic is coming in hot for 2021 on Instagram. But maybe I'll start incorporating.
Everybody at Kass the Critic with a K.
Yeah, Kass the Critic, K. K for Kass, K for Critic.
Yeah, I feel like that is okay. First of all, I love that idea that Desi mentioned about writing stuff down and being able to look back on it. Something that it made me think of is, and I did this maybe a couple years back when I was younger, something that I know other people do as well, whether it's their resolutions, or I know a lot of people will like think of a word they want to focus on for the year, or, you know, goals they may have, and they write it down on a paper, and you end up burning it. So it goes out into the universe, and and we used to do that. I did this maybe a couple years back when I was younger. We would put it into the wood fire and let it burn out. And we were putting our intentions out into the world or manifesting out into the world. So that made me think of that too. And maybe, you know, whether I journal or whether I, you know, get my pyro on, we'll see. But I really like those ideas. And about the journaling, I've always journaled, but very like here and there. Mm-hmm. And that made me think I should be journaling more too. Yeah. It's definitely tough because then you're like thinking in your thoughts, and then sometimes it brings up all these emotions that you're like, wait, I wasn't ready for that. But it does help. I know
exactly what you're talking about. There's an entry that's 4 pages long.
It's you guys, crazy. I'm still working on my COVID entry back in April when we went into lockdown. I started a journal, like, because I wanted to journal this, and this is like so like silly of me, but you know, when you were little and you read like the Anne Frank diaries and stuff, and to me, I always thought like, wow, someone found this diary and they're reading it. You know, I'm gonna journal. That's actually one of the reasons I started journaling, was because I'm like, I want to be able to journal, and what if someone found my journal one day, you know, kind of a thing.
Diary of Rebecca McFarland.
That's right. But whenever I journal, I think about that. Like, what if someone, you know, one day, whether it's just like, you know, my little daughter or whatever, finds this journal, I want them to know like what I was thinking during these processes. I don't know, it kind of makes me think of like a legacy video too, right? Yeah. Where if you do it with like your older relatives, like, tell me about this, tell me about this. I kind of want this journal moment for memories of myself, like, and how I was feeling in different parts of my life. Whether it's it'll probably just be to share, you know, with like my kids one day or whatever, that kind of a thing. But I am still working on that journal entry because that was a hard one, Anna. And I know what you mean about the 4 pages. I started it in April, put it down, started it back up in June. And I even wrote on there, oh, it's June now, but here's some more. And did the same thing in July. Did the same thing in July. And now it's like pandemic, the BLM move, like all of these different things now are part of that journal entry, and it's still not done. And here we are in January.
But it doesn't need to be done. I think it's an awesome thing to keep on going, especially because this is not over. Like, there still potentially is going to be a lot more to write on that. So I think that's awesome. I wish I did that too. I feel like it could have helped a lot of people. And looking back, I think it's crazy to read like how you were feeling, and for your future kids or future people who find it.
Yeah, Becca, literally everything you said, I agree with. And also, in a sense, these videos are kind of like little diaries too, where later on the road, I mean, you might have not written it all in the journal during the pandemic, but you kind of have a timeline on each episode where we talk about BLM and everything and what was going on in the world. Like, so you can consider these little diaries too.
Dude, seriously, today I feel like we had a really good conversation. Like, I don't know
every
about
day is a great conversation.
You know, this one really flowed really well, and I feel like that is kind of a look into the future of 2021. It's so weird looking on my computer and seeing 1/2/2021. I just have a lot of hope for the year. I feel like, you know, we kind of got it all out on the table. I'm really hopeful for our resolutions, or whatever you want to call them. Everyone calls them something different. Some people don't even believe in them, but I feel like if you do, it's more of like just holding yourself accountable for things that you want for yourself. So I'm really excited about 2021. I'm excited to hopefully be all together soon in the same room and be able to film again. There is one video that we haven't posted yet, and we're going to post it, and everyone's going to be like, why are you guys together?
And not even that, just like, these flavors are so last year. There's like 40,000 more.
Dude, there was like literally a whole holiday collection.
I know. That's honestly why we're waiting until after the holidays.
You guys, I actually have the holiday collection in my fridge. Disgusting.
I was going to say, I've heard that they are not good.
I had one.
The flavors didn't sound good either.
Okay, and we might as well give everyone a little like clue. It's something related to hard seltzers. So get excited for that, okay? 2021 coming in hot or cold.
Well, guys, this has been a fun one. Please don't forget to follow us and subscribe on YouTube, everywhere where podcasts are available as well. Spotify, Apple, Anchor, everywhere. Don't forget to follow our personal accounts at Akerline19.
At McFarbeck.
At Kass Kardash.
And with that, the tryhards are
out.